Welcome back to SaGa Frontier Remastered. Last time that we played, we were playing through T260's scenario. And we had stopped right before his final dungeon. We have a sleek new body. Where to? Yeah, we will be going to RB3. Hi, my name is Leonard. I would like to charter a ship. Yes, sir. Your ship will be ready in a moment. Feel a sneeze coming on, you know? Get that feeling? Gotta rub your forehead upwards or something. Whatever trick. Ah, you see. The RB3 just hanging out between the regions here. Space? Huge! Who could have made this? It was created by RB3. Optimum data is stored in vast memory. It is programmed to regenerate itself. That is the function of RB3. And it's its own creator. Entering from opening. It's not going to detect us. It won't notice a tiny ship like this. Yeah, man, my Gin's gonna also continue to be all over the place this run, I imagine. He's kind of, you know, I can't even go there, even in practice. I think he's, you know, the voice is ideally out of, like, the bottom of my mouth, kind of, like, down here. He's down here. He's kind of in the throat. This is kind of what I wanted for him, I think. But then, you know, not only just talking from here, but it's doing this little bit of a Boston thing, I don't know. Something like this. That's my Gin. That's what I want to do. But the problem is that where I'm coming vocally, Jesus, it's lasers. When I'm coming from vocally with the other characters, it's so much of a, it's so different. So it's kind of hard to switch back down here, you know. Why are we all defending? Is it because I was showing off? Oh, I didn't go buy null swords. It's okay. No, I didn't. I really didn't mean to flee, though. I will actually fight these guys. Try to get some programs. Let's see. He has the proton rocket. And shooting mastery. Not what I want. Yeah, so usually that's the way that I kind of remember voices. Is I try to give a character an identity, like a mouth identity. If that makes sense. I don't try to think of like how they sound so much as I try to think of where the voice comes from in my throat and our mouth. So, you know, like for instance with the Zealous's story, a Zealous I would speak from down kind of in the corner of my mouth, like in the bottom left corner, and just come out from down here. And it's usually that forced me into kind of a lower, a little bit more of a hush, but like a little bit more of a direct. I wanted her to kind of have this like, this kind of a, you know, like down here. You get me? Whereas for White Rose, I went the completely opposite, the top right. So I had to kind of raise up here to the top of my throat, speak a little bit lighter, and kind of up off the top, the palate of my mouth. And I don't know, so I try to play, whenever I do voices for games, which isn't often, I'll do them if I'm playing like a text-only game and I'm playing with a friend and I want to voice out things, I guess. I like playing video games with friends. I had a really good time, last time that I did that, because most games nowadays are voice. The last time I did that was with Pyre, which is a game made only for me. It's I say that. It's Supergiant Games, the guys that made Bastion and Transistor. Pyre is... I don't even know what I'm going to focus. Pyre is like equal parts visual novel, kind of like text-based adventure kind of thing. Well, I say text-based. Like an adventure that's told largely through images and text, right? But then also the kind of more involved gameplay elements of it are like 3-on-3 basketball. So like this NBA Jam visual novel crossover that kind of is a niche, like it. Oh, that updated my scenario log? Press the switches. Oh, okay, to deactivate the lasers. Alright. I deactivated some lasers. I mean, I figured I'd hit the switches because they were there. Yeah. But anyway, Pyre didn't have any voice acting, and there are a lot of characters in there. Well, I say that there are a little bit of voice acting, not a ton. A little bit of voice acting in Pyre. Shouldn't have saved over that one. Oh boy. My quick save is still back in HQ. Okay, that's fine. I don't need to go back. Should I not just... I didn't make an end of game Zealous save here either. Curious. Yeah, I'm just trying to see exactly where I have... Because I only have end game... So we're gonna make, even though Doomsday Machine is the point of no return, make one there just in case. Just thoughtlessness, I swear. Anyway. But yeah, I tend to try to associate a character with a place within the mouth. If that makes any sense to anybody. And I don't think I do accents very well. I try to avoid doing them. Mostly because I feel like I embarrass myself most of the time whenever I try to do anything that's on point. I just kind of lean into it being goofier than accurate. But I hear that's also the real trick to doing accents isn't thinking so much of like what the accent sounds like. That Pearl Heart might have actually been a rare drop, by the way, from that Undyne. Anyway. Or that, you know, whatever the fairy lady is. But no, what I'm saying is, with the accents, I think the real trick is to instead kind of emulate certain mouth feels. Certain ways that, like imagine, like, you know, like, speaking from a certain register in the mouth, or there's some like vocal tricks for sure, but at the very least, that's the way I've always heard it. Let's see. Okay, so we moved both of those back, which accomplishes, you know, allowing us to. Okay, we already went that way, but it does allow us to come back over here. Hit that button if we want. Oh man, didn't need to hop up here. Just trying to see if there was anything over here at all. Hop up here again. I don't want to be up there. I want to be over here. Big pink button. I got to click the button. Anyway. So yeah, the problem is, whenever you're doing lines back-to-back for characters that have pretty distinct differences in how they sound, that's when you can really trip yourself up. As I have consistently done, where I've not only just forgotten where Gin's voice was coming from mentally, but also I would think of it less as the mouth sound and more as the kind of voice I was doing. Which, as I spoke earlier, that's not really what works for me. There's a steady stream of robots in this area. I mean, every enemy is going to be a robot, but it's yeah, you can evade it. Anyway. A very good screen if you want to just grind robot abilities in 0 hour here. I don't have multi-slash, or in the original it's plural slash. I'm surprised nobody's gotten that. Because I typically see that on at least one of my mechs, but nobody. I'm used to either Leonard Mech or Engineer Car picking it up. Yeah, just gonna, you know, fight robots, I suppose. Albatross. But I like this moment, you know, like where they've got the stream of robots. Definitely establishes this as like a production facility. Pretty cool. Replicating. Huh. Don't know what I'd do without Hypno Flash. I didn't swap back to Proton Rocket. I am kind of curious to see what, you know, if it ever runs out of mechs here. These guys are, you know, they're beefy. Can't say much about anything else going on with them, but they were beefy. Yeah, here's them. McDobby 100s. Like, time to get you with our missile launchers. And I'm like, don't think so. Spray and pray skill, which I believe to be a version of shoot everything. I think that might have been what it was originally translated as. Basically, fires all ammo from all of your guns equipped. Don't know why SaGa Frontier likes that so much. Because there's several versions of that kind of like, okay, use all of your resources to do one big attack. It's like, well, if it's not going to end the fight, which it often isn't, unless it's, you know, even against some random enemies, it probably isn't, then it begs the question, like, why? Especially because you usually need those resources to stay, you know, relevant throughout the rest of the rounds. It's the last gun cars. That's Proton Rocket. I ain't gonna stop anybody here. Oh, R&Rs. It's not just gun cart. Another, you know, tanky guy this year. Just give him all the slices. Gonna slice this guy up like a pepperoni pizza. There we go. Finally. You'd think, you know, surely he'll get this soon enough, right? Now, does he already have... Yeah, he's gotta have it only armor equipped, that's what I thought. Alright. We don't need evasion bullets, because those usually are gonna get blocked anyway. Let's get that multi-slash in there. Well, that's it for the robots. Interesting. Let's fight a boss! Mech Lord. Alright. Okay, I can also... We showed off the Starlight Shower at the end of the last stream. The Cosmic Rave is what we're going to stick with this time. Oh man. Bop, 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 bop. Give it to him. Now, you know, perfectly okay with that. Oh no! You guys, you mean my gaze attacks failed? No! In a Tiger program. I honestly should have absorbed that onto a different mech. Because I don't even think I can run Tiger program. Yeah, it's Octopus board. So I'd have to take it off of T260 and throw it on him. It's fine. Multi-slash is probably better than Tiger Rampage. Whatever they call it in this one. Hey, is this our last stop? Negative. Must enter RB3 and destroy it. Oh, we were already... See, that's it. We are already inside of it. RV3's original core is hidden here. Must locate and destroy it. Impossible to reach core from here. Must enter its program. T260 models were created for this purpose. Oh, so that was your lost mission. Affirmative. Sir Gin, please evacuate. Estimated unavailable for damage incurred after core is destroyed. You never learn, do ya? Like I said at HQ, we're a team. We can't just abandon you here. See, I'm going a little bit... That's the problem, is that it's too much close to like doing a goofy accent, and I slip into it. Let's get on with it. Affirmative. Hey, let's get on with it. Security system active. Security level decrease every 10 enemies you defeat. Okay. Probably means every 10 battles I win. But, you know, that's life, right? Just attack. go ahead and switch because he's now got multi-slash. He's actually pretty fine. He can kind of go towards the back of the party. Put engineered car towards the front. And to be honest, I don't really know what I'd want to absorb on T260, so I should probably have Zeke behind him. Let's see. Kill the enemies. You must slay them. Yeah, it said lowered it for every 10 enemies, which... I wonder if that was the gimmick here. If you had to beat a certain amount of enemies to change like where you went in this area, like where the next area loaded in. Maybe that was the case and I'm just remembering it wrong. Or incorrectly. It hasn't been that long since the last time I played T260s. I will fight these robots. Fight multiple battles. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you just have to run around and fight guys, and then it changes the zones. I do remember this last part being like, you could feel like you were getting like lost a little bit. This and the area with all the bugs in it. These are both, hey, actually I had to defeat some enemies for once kind of areas, which doesn't get done a lot. To be honest, in most character scenarios, yeah, security level decreased, route to central has been secured. So yeah, now we can... Didn't realize that was an exit. I do kind of love that Gin is along for the ride for this entire ridiculous sci-fi adventure. Yeah, this is where the guy on the soundtrack just goes wild. It's the same. Shame we actually have to go into the battles and you can't just jam to that music the entire day. But yes, I love the soundtrack for this game. Definitely worth looking up and listening to, just independent of the game. Hey, get some shooting mastery. I wonder if it's worth, because this is a blunt heat shock signal. So I don't think it counts as something for shooting mastery to really trigger off of. I also don't know that I need to keep fighting so many enemies, but we'll keep at it. Still, yeah, that hasn't updated at all. Most curious. Yeah, I think it's kind of down here, you know. I got it in the front of the mouth. It kind of comes out where your tongue hits the tip of your mouth, you know. I got all that tongue coming out right there. But if I move it just a little bit forward, that's when I start to get into this accenty area here. So I gotta make sure I keep it down. I gotta keep it down here. Down in the bottom of the throat, yeah. You know. It helps if you say some stuff like that, too. But not like that. Yeah, I think the one that I landed on for Gin is tricky for me, because I keep wanting to go in other stupid voices. Okay, definitely remember the desert. And the sun. And the desert sun. I don't know that the original actually made it obvious that you had to defeat enemies here. I mean, beyond, you know, it being the only way to proceed. I don't remember if there was actually text. It might have been. Like I said, I just don't recall. I think here I can just keep going. I don't know if it's a repeat. Oh, it is. It is. What's up, Hermes? Peace out, Hermes. Learn all the evasion tech. So this is the real deal area. By mystics. Are like computer program mystics? What is even, you know? What's going on here, right? Hey, there we go. Sure. I wonder if you had to have another thing to actually use it. I know Leonard has the beam sword thing. I don't know if we have to... We'll find out. Nah, you can just multi-slash with anything. I'm a fucking pro. Yeah, it's not like a function of beam sword. Let's go ahead. He's not even going to use this. Change that out. Give him stupid null blade. I say stupid null blade, like. Let's see. Yeah. See, he's got null blade multi-slash too. Curious. Most curious. I guess Rune Sword just can't do multi-slash. Doesn't like process that that's like a thing. I remember doing it with the Kusanagi, which I think there's like a little seam right here in the crown. But I remember doing it with the Kusanagi, and it being like a moment of like, ah, get wrecked. Well, he could still get combat mastery, right? I think Zeke has... Huh, I thought he had combat mastery. Well, you guys can work on getting combat mastery. Not that we're fighting very more mechs, but very many more. Final security level deactivated. Opening gate essential system. Yeah, let's get it. access secret generation program for self-destruction. The program's heavily guarded. Are you ready? Yes. Just 5 mechs walk up to this tree. Brah. Warning, warning, virus detected in the central system. Security level 1. Is that ice? Activating some ice on me? Boy, you're not gonna get me out of your servers. Also, Multi-Slash loves the combo. Oh, yeah, it's pretty rough. I don't remember if we gotta actually put the virus programs on us, if that does anything for us here. I think it might. That said, trying to get the repairing. Now it's security level 2. That should be... Nope, still hits me for quite a lot. Virtual shift. Nerfing on our stats. Got it at the end. Everything's down. Now it's security level 3. And I can't be max again. Stuck hitting him with our Mega Beam Sword. There's something called Mega Beam Sword. It's not very powerful. Carnage still wrecks us. Eesh. You know, we can stick around in this realm for a while. This is a form change I don't mind. Also, kind of need to keep an eye on Homeboy's LP. Oh, never mind. I take it all back. Unfortunately, now my best damage dealers are the healers. Let's try to get back to the other form, so that he doesn't magnetic storm and ruin our day. Let's see. It's okay, because another one of those, I think I'm just done for. I'm not doing Divine Mind, I'm out of Okay, I'm glad that he ran out of WP before he ran out of anything else. Okay, thankfully, hopefully this will be a good enough combo to send this guy home. No, time eclipse? What? Okay. It's like, hold on. That's not overdrive. Alright. Can I not repair? Am I out of repair packs? Guess we're going to Multi-Slash City. You who has no future. I don't know why no future is so prominent in strange Japanese things. I see that not everywhere. It just comes up like once every 5 years. Hey, what happened? Out of gas? No, he finally completed the mission, and his program was terminated at the same time. Goodbye, T260. Hey, wake up! There's no one more mission, you piece of junk! Sir, again. You finally woke up. Everyone's gone now. While repairing the data at HQ, priority file masked all other files, making it impossible to retrieve other directives. Didn't I tell you? Don't understand all that technical mumbo-jumbo. I need to get back to junk. Now why you say that in the beginning? You're not coming, Sir Gene? I gotta go back to my home region. Say hi to those kids for me. You should get your body back the way it was before you go. Confirming ID 707-782-1099. Member of the Time Expedition Team, Captain Sir Time, Supreme Commander, Miss Rosemary. Returning to Junk Base. I like that they have a little scene of you going and trading in your body. You know. Appreciate that. Ride on a spaceship to the epilogue. Back to junk. Which also maybe messes me up a little bit that there's a planet or a region called junk, just as there's a region called scrap. And that you go from one to the other, it's a whole time. But the end. Hello, Sir Time. Yep. And that's that. We're gonna update our previous data. Yeah, it's T260 scenario. This didn't have very much left, just that final dungeon to get through. I think later on today I'm gonna start up loot scenario. Or not loot, red. So maybe maybe a little bit more going on than loot. But I also was thinking about goofy things I could do for loots, and I might go ahead with a really silly idea, but we'll see. Anyway, point being, the whole point of this is that yeah, that's it for T260. we finished his. We'll get on to some other time. Closing thoughts. I guess I can library go to a, you know, gonna say where I like that we're actually playing these scenarios near each other, so this graphic is relevant. But yeah, so with T260G, I enjoy the scenario. I like the unique robots that you can get. I like that they give you a lot of robot fights, so you're likely to get some really cool robot abilities. It really, I think, more so than what a Zealous' story does for Mystics. I think that T260's story really highlights some of the cool stuff you can do with robots, and like really gives you like really on display all the neat robot stuff. Like, not only can you test out every robot body and ones that you don't even get with T260 himself, but then you also like the different robots you get are all pretty unique. Engineer Car being able to join almost everyone's scenario, which is really cool. But you know, like you have essentially in those robots different ways that you can build the robot characters, which most characters only get T260G or you know, another robot and engineer car. Almost everybody that, you know, well, everyone that can get at least one robot can get engineer car. So I think the only exception to all of that is Amelia herself, because she doesn't like robots. Technology and her don't mix. But yeah, I think robots are cool. It's neat that you don't have to do a lot of grinding. You know, you just slap good gear onto them. I mean, in a traditional kind of game, your gear progression would kind of mirror your character progression and be plotted out as far as whenever the game wants to give you equipment. But in this game, you can just go get all the best stuff immediately. So it does throw a bit of a weird wrench in there, but I think, you know, T260 throws that counter wrench of like, okay, here are these really huge Big Digger boss fights that are going to be really challenging for you if you're just relying on a robot team like I was. Yeah, I kind of like, when we got to those last dungeons very quickly, because obviously I don't have to do that much side content because of what I just explained, I was like, oh yeah, you know, people dog on loot scenario, but those last dungeons actually have a little bit to them. So maybe I'm, you know, I was being too harsh at that moment. I think the other kind of neat thing, I like that last boss. I don't know that I care for its design, but I like the kind of background design of having all the different screens, and as you beat him down, like the different screens become static, so you have like a kind of visual indicator of how well you're doing. I wish that you had a mechanical indicator too, and that like the laser that bounces off the screens would only bounce off of the ones that are lit up and do less, like, you know, relatively less damage each time. That's why the way I thought it was working, but then I just got slapped for about 350 every time. So that's life. But yeah, that's it. That's all there really is. I don't have much else to say at this moment. I mean, I enjoy T260's story. I think it's got a lot of unique elements. It's certainly a fun one to drop in and play. You definitely spend more time than me, like, exploring around, and especially if you develop a human team. But I like going all robots with them. I think it fits. I did shirt Gin, who is like the story companion for that, but we've been using him so much otherwise, I felt like, you know, why not do something different and not use him again and make him, you know, an incredible swordsman as is usual. But yeah, yeah, T260. He's the Robo-Mech. He's cool. Usually pretty liked. Shows up in a good deal of the crossover material. I think he's kind of iconic for the game. As is Alkaiser and Blue and Zealous. I think usually whenever they want to do some crossover or promotional material, it's going to be one of those four characters. Typically more like Blue, Zealous, Alkaiser than what you see of any of the others. But I'll leave it at that. You know, this has been SaGa Frontier Remastered. Thanks for joining me for this fairly, you know, relatively short part, but just finishing out T260G's scenario. Hope you had a good time. And whenever you're watching this, and that, you know, you can continue to have a good time even after. Next time, we will be playing Red Scenario, which is one of my favorites. Pretty beloved for reasons that will be readily apparent as soon as we begin it. But until then, take care. I'm going to be ending the broadcast here. This has been SaGa Frontier Remastered.